All right, guys, welcome back to Rise with Shine, where we are focused on faith, family, fitness, and least important business. And we're going to go into that and what we want to do with this. And I'm your host, Kelly. I'm with Tom, who's right to my right.
What's up?
We are going to be going into our why this week. And believe it or not, it's not about business entirely. So those of you that are watching, just tuning in or maybe skipped episode 1, we are going to go into what gave us the drive to start this and expose ourselves to the world pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Because what we're doing is we're taking all of our little flaws, our imperfections, our qualities, our traits, and we're giving them to you guys. And that's what we want to make this.
We're laying it out.
Yeah, this episode is going to open that up. So I'll let actually Tom kind of open up on this, and then being that I just spoke a little bit, and let him kind of go into his thing, and then I'll go and wrap us up, and we'll talk some more into it.
Yeah. So having said that, if you skipped our first episode, we talked about this months ago, and then just decided, now's the time to really put ourselves out there, kind of like Kelly says, expose ourselves. But, it's not necessarily just exposing ourselves. It's really trying to take what we have learned over the several years of our experience, or many years of our experience, and want to help other people. I think kind of what our goal is to give back, to help, to bring value. And I believe like the idea of doing a podcast at first was kind of like, but then it was really like, yeah. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
I think
we're both excited this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We were in a spot where, we know we have the value. We know we have the experience to help people that are kind of just coming up or learning, or maybe even in the exact same spot, but are just kind of like stuck, or just need that extra push to be like, I'm good. We're in good shape. If these guys are kind of here, we're here. So I believe we could grow. And I think our big takeaway, I want to believe, is to build a great community, have a lot of interaction, and have you guys kind of help us grow as you guys grow as well. And that's like within the comments, that's, on our socials. And it's not only just for us just to be up here on stage and we know it all. We don't. And that's the cool thing about it. And I hopefully, as we go through this kind of journey together, we could all grow and grow ourselves, and in turn help you guys grow. So yeah.
Those are huge things, guys. My biggest thing in this podcast is to kind of walk you guys through my journey with faith, as well as brand authority. So this last year has really strengthened my faith in God. And I openly talk about it. And there is, the spectrum of people that say, hey, don't bring God into your business. Don't bring politics, all that stuff. But politics are politics. God is first and foremost. He's saved me in many of ways. Just this last week, I just turned 38.
Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday.
That was an eventful birthday.
Big dog.
Sure.
Yeah.
So 38, it was on Sunday. I got myself some nice minty new Vans that were in here. And it was a challenging one, guys. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't an enjoyable one. It was a rough one. A lot of stresses between business and family and interpersonal and clientele. I mean, you name it. I got the bomb dropped on me. Kids didn't do good in sports for the week, which is always hard on parents, right?
Yeah,
that's a very minimal aspect to it. But when life's not clicking and it's just one thing after another, and you're watching the dominoes fall, it gets very, very. It just gets very exhausting.
Yeah,
and,
very taxing.
Yeah,
taxing on the mind, the spirit, everything.
Yeah, and spiritual warfare is huge, guys.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me right now is the brand authority, right? And then I know, and this just kind of popped up to me the last couple of weeks, is the decisional exhaustion. I'm at a point in business where I can only do so much with my time.
Right.
I want to resolve everything, and I want to make everybody happy, and I want to make all the decisions, and I can't. I physically can't.
Yeah.
Emotionally, physically, spiritually, as a husband, as a father. So brand authority, helping other people with the same struggles that we have, that I have as a person. Hopefully some of you can relate. I put a post up the night that I was at the shop, and we prayed over the shop, guys, like a really close family, 2 families that are really close to me and my wife and our kids. They spend every weekend with us, and we just went in the shop and we broke down, and I got to
that was really cool.
Face the kids and tell them exactly where dad is at. And that was not easy.
I bet. Yeah. I mean,
I know there's plenty of you probably out there that are saying like, and I did get a bunch of DMs and I'm very thankful. So everybody that's been open and honest with me, you have no idea what that does.
Yeah, you got a lot of support, which was great.
When you fill up the cup, right? And I didn't do it for any reasons to draw attraction.
Right.
I did it mostly so people can know that we're human, and
that's huge,
and that there's somebody behind this mic that is not just saying like, oh, we have this, or we're going on vacation, we're doing this. Like, we are all broken individuals, and I am a 38-year-old man with 4 kids and a wife, and I have no problem saying, hey, I'm broken.
Yeah.
Right? And
that's good.
That was
it takes
where,
a lot.
Yeah. It was something where I laid in bed and I was like, I'm just going to do it. And then whatever comes from it. And trust me, bad things came from it too. Right.
Yeah.
And things of emotion and feelings came from it too. But we're going to work through those things. So.
I think like good things probably came from it as well. And I know it's probably hard to see while you're in the mix, but like you just kind of just listening to you, you've kind of recognized a couple of things that you probably didn't realize.
Yeah.
But now that it's out, like now that's where you grow.
Yeah.
To openly like put yourself out there, that obviously is always the hardest thing. That's the step. Denial, what they say, denial is the number one step, whatever. Yeah. But when you put yourself out there, you lay it all out, especially to the family, that's always hard because that you're always like, okay, I got to keep this like strong thing, dad, But like when they see that, they go, okay, cool. Like, like he's human, like he's dad, like, he's going through things that like hopefully they'll like see as they grow up and like understand like, okay.
Yeah.
But then they'll see a lot of the wins too, and they'll be like, okay, cool, and I believe like that should be a good way for like the kids to be raised, is to see that vulnerability, but then see that like hardcore as well, to know that, like dad isn't just this hardcore guy that's always like, pissed or whatever, always whatever, but happy.
Like,
but like, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to be like that.
Yep.
And I truly believe it's okay to be like that. And it's hard. If you don't grow up that way, it's hard to express it. But I believe like being able to do it, it's definitely a huge step.
Yeah. And the exposure side of things, right? Like when you put yourself out there, you have to honestly know that there's going to be opposition to that too. So
of course,
a lot of the opposition that came from that was from my wife. My wife was like, well, will it change? Are we going to make progress, or what are we going to do? And, those things as a man, you're like, yeah, like instantaneously they're going to get fixed, right? Mm-hmm. Like in your head, you're like, I'm fixing it, I'm doing it. But that's not what God has planned for you. Mm-hmm. And nor does the devil. The devil wants you to go right back to where you were at.
Yeah.
Within 2 hours, enjoy that high, that feeling, and then right back to it. But it's the little things and holding that captive is what I made myself do on Sunday, and just said, hey, if these things are going to present themselves, like, I'm real and raw, but we're not even booked for next week, right? And I have zero stress on that, and it's kind of a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But I know that God will put us there. And he'll take us there, and he'll fix my marriage, and he'll fix my kids. But like when I was talking to my kids, my 2 youngers were absolutely emotional as they, as they should. Right. And then my older boy was kind of just very stoic, and that hurt me more because I didn't get the emotion that I had
that you were expecting from him.
Yeah. Like I wanted him to be like, yeah, Dad, I love you. And he's like, no, like this is 15 years.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to really, I'm going to, meaning like he's probably projecting, looking at me saying, hey, you're really going to have to fix these things, Dad.
Yeah.
And so when I didn't see emotion drawn out of him, that to me, I think was the click. That was like the dial that was like, all right, dude, your words and your actions and everything else that you do are no longer affecting a 15-year-old.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So that's what I looked at. So I gave him a hug, and I just kept you know, saying I love you and all those things. But there's like this, I picture this clicker like that says, you know, like you have different stages in life with him. And it's like, I think we're at the repair stage, right? Like we're now it's like we can turn the dial and be like, okay, cool. Let's just start talking, right? Like even getting in the car yesterday, a lot of emotions through yesterday, right? As all of our business owners deal with. And I was on a call and he's putting his bags and, you know, we're trying to pick him up from high school and they got people zooming by me. And as you guys know, I'm very paranoid about my car. So I'm like, don't hit him, please. You know, I don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
And this he's like 2 inches from my car. And then I just was like, dude, I got a lot going on. Right.
Yeah.
And he was sitting right next to me like you were.
Yeah.
And he goes, I do too, Dad. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like the big things that you're going through. And he's like, I might not have the things you're going through, but I got my own.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
So I just reset rather than get angry and say, oh, your problems don't matter or this and that.
Right.
And then I just like 2 minutes of calm.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, dude, what's going on? And then so I think it's just those little intentional moments, you know, like even with my wife the other day, it was like, hey, like a couple of jabs here and there, you know? You know, obviously married couples fight. If you're a married couple and you're watching this and you don't fight, you guys aren't real. So turn it off.
Yeah. Right.
But, and then instead of being like Mr. Macho, like you said, oh, I'm going to solve this. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be bigger.
Yeah.
I just said, hey, you know, I walked away from it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then no texts, no phone calls, no nothing. And then when I got home, we took a walk.
Yeah, there you go.
We do not do.
Oh.
Actually, you do it a lot.
Yeah.
We took a walk and we talked through our stuff. And then it was like, oh, man, dude, you put space in between that emotion.
Yeah. You know,
right?
Things, yeah.
Even with this carries into business, guys. Like if you put the space between the emotion, right? Be like, hey, my guys are human. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to show up late. They're going to take longer lunches.
Yeah.
But put space in between that. And our pastor, Matt at Friends, actually said the same thing on Sundays. Write an email to yourself or a text message and then sit on it.
Yeah.
Or send it to yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And then read it back and be like, wow, I was a real big jerk right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's cool. I like that.
you know, I feel like we're in that repair mode, you know, and I feel like between this business and just the exposure that we're getting, and I know what's going on, right? I know what's going on now, and that was a huge turning point for Sunday for me.
Yeah.
Sorry to go on a tangent, guys. But
hey, no, but I mean, that's what it was all about, right? It was about kind of getting grounded because like, trust me, guys, you know, I see Kelly pretty much every single day, and it was not in the best spot. It wasn't the bright, happy Kelly that I've seen him, you know, for many years. And I could tell he was definitely going through a lot. And so, for him to actually go through that, because I texted him on his birthday or whatever, and he was kind of giving me the kind of
cold shoulder,
kind of not. I'm so sad. No,
yeah, sad,
no. But he kind of gave me the lowdown, and it was, I felt for him, and it was tough. And I'm glad they ended up, because he said I don't know if they were going to pray, so they ended up going there, which was great, and I was happy to see that.
We fought all the opposition on that one, guys. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, it's not going to work, I'm telling you right now, and when I get the blessing from my wife, when I sit with her in this chair with her and my son, we'll talk about some ththings, but there was opposition there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, I bet.
100%. So.
I bet. But at the end of the day, I'm sure that I'm glad we did it.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's it. I just like the post put, it wasn't like the best birthday when it came to like materialistic things and where we went and friends and food and all that stuff, the traditional stuff. But it was the best birthday in the spiritual mindset. Like it kind of reset, like you said, it reset, put my feet on the ground, and just said, hey, dude, like can only do. I'm a human.
Yeah.
I can only do so much. Threw up my hands, and actually, I've never prayed openly with people like that too.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I pray at church and we pray to ourselves. But that's why this podcast is for me so big on faith, and then everything kind of falls after that. And that's why I said in the beginning of the episode that this is the least amount for business.
Mm-hmm.
It will trickle down to business 100%.
Yeah, of course.
When you're right in your head and your emotions, business will flourish, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those things where recentering myself this week made me realize like in the blessings we have, Like this is a blessing. Our outreach to people fills my cup.
Yeah.
Right? I've been asked so many times in the last, I don't even know, 2.5 months or 3.5 months when I started talking about these things. And I've talked to certain people about them, and I've also not talked to people about certain things because I don't want, I want to stay the course.
Yeah.
So I'm filling my cup and then I'm depleting it and going both sides. And this podcast, like, there's no like definitive answer on what it's going to do. I'm just leaving it open to God that my faith will be stronger to create family, right? Connection. My fitness is just one of those things that just ended up happening through a lot of structure. And then business is the least amount of, what this is about. So, I mean,
that's cool, man. That's a huge step. I feel like, to be able to really tackle it when it matters, early on. Well, I don't say early on, but like tackling it when it really matters, like that will set like the ground for moving forward, like for your like next chapter or something like that. You know what I mean? Where for the past couple of months, it was just like that struggle that I could see you going through of like running a business and like family. The balance is like, the balance was real for you. Like it was like so off balance that it was like it needed something, and
something had to break.
I'm truly happy to see you are in the repair phase of getting that back to balance. Obviously it's not there yet, but it's definitely back on the rise.
Yeah,
which is great to see, and I think like overall, that will translate into business and things happening again, and the things, not that it was just not where it was.
Yeah.
And that was probably the hardest thing for you. And for any business owner, like when it's not going the way and the money's not coming right, like trust me as well, everything feels just off.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because like as a man, you want to provide, and when that money and that business isn't coming in, then I feel like coming from me, if I can't do that, then I feel like less of like nothing's happening right. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I go through this. So, although I'm Christian, but I'm also Catholic. So, I go to our church a lot, and I just kind of pray. And that's kind of how I kind of deal with things a little bit with my faith. And like, when things are happening bad, like I'll just go and I'll just sit in church for like an hour and just pray and just figure out how to like come around.
It's a good idea.
You know what I mean?
That,
yeah, because our church is always open. So it's great. And so I could always just go in there and pray. And there's always people kind of in and out, but I'll just spend that time and go in there and just kind of gather myself again. And, but yeah, when business is tough, it really throws things off. And it's not supposed to be like the end all be all, but like when money, like as a provider, and a lot of you guys will probably like relate to this, as a provider, if you have kids, man, when the business isn't flowing right, it makes it tough. It really does, and then you question everything, like, oh, is my marriage, like, my kids, you know what I mean?
It's like I told you, it's like the domino. It's like
it truly
the money
is
like the flick, and then you're like, oh, wow, my life is really bad. And then it's like, no, because that domino, the money fell.
Yeah.
And then which realistically should be flipped, right?
Yeah,
Faith, fitness, family, all that stuff should be up here in that domino effect. And we should be and that should be like, okay, well, if that's stable, then it can never get to the money portion. Right. Just kind of give you guys a background too. I know we didn't talk too much about it, but my wife is a stay-at-home mom. She has the hardest, and I know Tom alluded to it too, but our wives have the hardest job, unpaid job, that this world exists. And we're both extremely thankful for that. And I know because we talk about it consistently.
Yeah. My wife is stay home.
So the money aspect, right? Like when you eliminate it and it's not coming from anywhere, it's there is where your character will grow. I feel like when you can look at money and be like, Dad, I don't need that. And I like nice stuff, guys. Like I do. I'm not a lot of fancy stuff like that, but I do like nicer things. Like I have nice cars.
Of course.
And
nice shoes.
Nice minty shoes, which I brought another pair in my car to switch back into, guys. So I will not wear these in the shop, or else I will die for my wife probably. But yeah, I mean, I like nice things, but I also know that everything that God has given me, is I'm stewarding it correctly. And that was another big component of what went on this week, is that how, and I won't go too far into this because we can talk a little bit more about it, but how we can steward our time, our talent, and our treasures correctly. And that is up to you. That is up to nobody but you. And that is a very, 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 very hard topic.
Yeah.
Because you're answering questions to yourself and you're asking questions to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So your stewardship there is like, can I go on this vacation? Yeah, of course, anybody can make a vacation work, right? And everybody deserves ones too. So if you're sitting on the other side of the screen and you're like, well, I've never been on vacation in 20 plus years. Well, I've not been on a vacation with my wife for 15 plus years almost. And my kids have never been on an airplane with my family.
Woo!
So there's a lot of those struggles, right? And there's a lot of like, I want to go do this and there's got to be first and this and stuff. But there's first when there's first. Right? If that makes sense, there's a first when there will be a first.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not challenging God's first. Like he wants me, this is where he wants me first. He doesn't want me in Hawaii or some mountain or whatever, or 6 days away from the shop. He wants me to fix the family first.
Yeah.
And that is the vacation.
There you
He's
go.
saying like, hey, steward.
Good outlook.
Like steward your family correctly, and I will provide you with an abundance of vacation in freedom. Right? Like, and that's where you will open up. That's where you'll be like, man, I have the best marriage.
Yeah.
And all I did was go to Kimmy's.
Yeah.
Like, you guys ever sit and look at like 65, 75, 85-year-old people at a coffee shop, and they're like just praying and talking and no phones or nothing? It's like, because they've given it all to their creator and been like, yeah, dude, we're just going to enjoy this last moment.
Yeah.
You know? So, I'll talk about that later on in another podcast, but stewardship of and discernment is going to be huge.
Yeah.
Huge
No, that'd be a great topic. I think a lot of people will get a lot out of that. You know, I think a lot of us like question so much and are just kind of lost. Like we all believe, like not everyone does, but like at least you and I, we believe in God and we believe that he does things for reasons and stuff like that. But you get lost. Like you question it a lot, you know? And I think that topic, and just to kind of get into the stewardship of the faith and stuff and knowing your part and doing the thing, you know, I think that's a great topic. Yeah. You know, I think we could get a lot out of that and hopefully share a lot from kind of where we stand and what's out there and what we should be doing or what we feel like we should be doing, you know? So, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I don't have anything else to say. I truly, I guess real quick, I'll make mine quick. You know, Kelly obviously wants to do the brand authority. I touched on this on the first episode, but like I truly just want to hear people's stories, and I just want to listen to how. And part of our deal is really we are going to bring on guests, and we are going to bring on leaders and business owners and just people in faith and just kind of probably from all walks of life, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope it's like literally a dog walker to a multi-million-dollar business.
Yeah.
My kids, whoever.
And even detail. Obviously, we want to talk about detail. Some people in the business. You know, and I might bring in people from my business. We'll see what we got going on. You know, I think like, you know, podcasts have obviously taken off these days, and I feel like if we could bring value and trust, I think the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
you know?
And to touch on that too, like if you guys are watching this and you have some sort of interest, I think we mentioned this the first podcast is that please reach out to us too. Like if you're like, hey, I have something to talk about.
Yeah.
Don't feel shy, guys. Like we're just like you. Yeah. I've alluded to that many times that like we don't know what we're doing. We're learning as we go.
Yeah.
So if you have something and you feel like you need to be in this spot and you got something on your chest and we can really reach out to more people, then reach out to myself or Tom. Everything will be in the comment section.
Yeah.
If I don't answer, Tom answers, whatever. We bounce off each other. So
yeah. So having said that, make sure you like, subscribe,
and
just join our conversation, join our community. Yeah, I think we're with what we got going on and who we are. I think our community will be pretty awesome.
Yeah, guys. Like he said, we don't do this for anything but the content and what it does for us. So please, if you can, these are the first 2 episodes. Traction is a must.
Yeah.
So please subscribe, like, comment,
And
put it on
share
your social
this.
media.
Yeah, share this.
Share it. Maybe give me feedback. Like, put feedback on your stories, whatever it is. Let's be vulnerable and open, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right. Well, that's it, guys.
All right.
Episode 2's in the books.
Yeah. Right on.
If you need anything, reach out to us. Let us know. And then we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.